Nodaway Valley girls basketball head man Brian Eichbach with me. Final score today, 75-46 over Earlham. Maddox DeVault leads with 35, Lindsay Davis 15, Annika Nelson 14. Coach, your thoughts on this ball game today? What did you feel like was the difference?
I felt like the difference for us was, and this is what we tell our kids all the time, we'll put our kids up against anybody in 2A if they're willing to do the little things. Every possession, boxing out, closing out hard, helping each other, shifting our rotations on defense, or whether it's in the press or the half court. I felt like our first half was pretty slow and methodical at times. We gave up 9 total made threes, knowing that they can shoot. However, I saw things in the second half that I haven't seen all year, bits and pieces, and they put some strings together that was very impressive. I thought our kids did a really good job of boxing out in the second half, and it's not very often that you see girls leave the floor to go secure a rebound. There was one possession in particular, Bella Hogan grabbed a rebound, jumped off the floor, grabbed the rebound with one hand, brought it in, and finished. Annika Nelson did that several times. She would miss her own shot and get her own rebound. I mean, there was a couple times that she probably got hammered and they didn't call it. Georgia came in. Georgia was nursing kind of a sore ankle from practice on Thursday. She played hard. She rebounded the ball extremely well. So, I mean, it was definitely a team effort. But I thought overall the difference for us in the second half was we boxed out and we rebounded, we secured the ball, and that's how we get into our flow.
What does it take to do? I mean, that's kind of a generic question, but what from a X's and O's standpoint, where do you have to get yourself to be in position to make those little plays?
Well, part of it is where you're at on the floor and who you're guarding. For us, the biggest part of it is just that knack and that unwavering desire to find somebody and hit them every single shot. And for us, in the games that we've won against ranked or really good teams in the last couple seasons, that's been the difference maker for us. And so our kids are capable of doing it. It's easy to get caught up in assignments and, I got to guard this girl, she's a shooter. I forgot to box out that time. And so it's a constant. The kids kind of get on each other too, in a good way too. Like, hey, we got to pick up the rebounding. So in fact, a lot of the times when we come in at halftime, the girls are already discussing things that, and it's nothing new. It's just we know what we need to do. We just have to go execute it.
And you need to, partway through that second quarter, I think about halfway through that second quarter, you went on a little run, you turned them over a couple times. What did you feel? Were there any adjustments you made at that point or not really?
I kind of felt like our press was kind of weak in the middle. And I think our kids did a much better job of acknowledging that and taking some ownership for it. Because it's not just one kid with the way we play and subbing and everything else. I mean, it could be anybody at that position that's got to protect the middle. But our kids did a really good job of taking the middle away, which then made them make some different decisions, whether they dribble too much or pass it up the floor, and then somebody like Georgia was able to swoop in and steal it, or Maddox or Lindsay. So definitely I thought our kids played probably the best second half we played most of the season.
So kind of a big, last week in the Pride of Iowa, just for many reasons. It seemed like just looking at the standings, looking at all that, Mount Air, Lennox, maybe I'm forgetting somebody I don't remember, but so talk about that stretch and just kind of finishing out the regular season strong here.
Finishing the regular season strong, and for us, really, at this part of the season, we don't know what the region's going to look like yet, or where we're going to be matched up, and we'll hopefully find that out Tuesday or Wednesday, it sounds like. But for us, really, is to take these last 2 games, and yes, obviously the goal was to win conference, and unless Martinsdale trips up, which I don't know that that's going to happen, the best we can shoot for is second place. But it's bigger than that. It's really focusing on us as a team, individually and collectively, what we need to do what we just did when it really matters. And we always talk about we want to win our last game. That's really hard to do. Getting to the state tournament is extreme. Getting to a regional final or semifinal is difficult. And 2A is interesting, and there's a lot of really good teams at the top. We're finally ranked again, but it's one of those things where if you show up one night and you don't do those little things, you're going to get knocked off. And our kids know that, and that's going to be basically drilling down on us. We've seen Mount Air, we've seen Lennox. We know what they like to do, what they're good at. But really, it'll be once we find out kind of what our region looks like, kind of, you know, starting to gather that film and build scouting reports and stuff like that. So just to focus on us, short answer.
All right, very good. Again, the final score tonight, 75-46, Nodaway Valley over Earlham. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.